Dan was on his way.
Yeah, he was on his way. So I'm like, I have to get out of here. So I just jumped out the window.
Almost 3 stories.
Hey everyone, my name's Eskel Grant, and today we're going to be talking about Jennifer's escape from the Kingston polygamous cult, a cult that I left many years ago. Now, I'm going to show you some of the crazy and intense moments of her escape, how close she was to getting caught, what she had to do to make sure she could get all of her important documents out of the group, all the work that she went through to eventually even end up going back. So let's get right into it. Check this out. You're not going to want to miss this one. Jennifer is Jessica and Andrea's full-blood sister. So when they hear about her wanting to escape, they come immediately. They want to be involved and they want to help her out as much as they possibly can. They are so excited to be reunited with one of their siblings. It's amazing to see, but it's also heart-wrenching to see the process of everything that they have to go through and eventually the heartbreak of seeing it all crumble. Now, as if it wasn't hard enough already for her to finally work through all of the mental process of realizing that she doesn't get to control her own life, that her parents and the order are forcing her to live a specific type of way.
My name is Jennifer. I'm 18 years old and I'm from the Kingston group. My dad is John Daniel Kingston and my mom is Heidi. She's the 6th wife of 14.
And she finally now sees that and now has made the decision that she wants to leave.
I'd rather jump out that window than be caught by Daniel. It seems ridiculous, but even going back, I wouldn't change my decision. It was a better choice.
In the order, they have arranged marriages, and oftentimes people are not happy with who they are assigned to marry. And the group tries to do things to make it look like they're not arranging these. They can marry this person or that person, but it has to be one of those two that they chose for them. To try and give somewhat of the illusion that they have freedom, that they actually are making the choice to marry that person. And it's just crazy to me. It's so mind-blowing that there's all these people in this group that are just okay with a bunch of old people sitting together in a room having a meeting about who they are going to spend the rest of their life with. What careers they're going to have. Their entire destiny is on the hands of these old people that barely even know them. Jessica and Andrea have talked about it a lot, and Jennifer even confirms and adds in that their father doesn't know anything about them. Their father basically spends no time with them, has only been there to punish them and degrade them, and there's no form of bond or loving connection there at all whatsoever. Even amongst their own mother, it was so much of just this police figure of a parent just watching over them, making sure that they did exactly what they were told and that they stayed loyal and obedient, otherwise they would be punished. 2
of my choices are in their 40s and they are both married. I could not see myself happy with any of them as a first wife or a spiritual wife, because there is a person in the order that I was really trying for things to work out with, but my dad would not approve it. I was willing to give up almost all of my freedoms, but when it came down to marrying someone, I couldn't give up my right to marry who I want to marry.
You guys, Jennifer is in love. She is trying so hard to marry the man of her dreams. This person that she has convinced herself is her #1 choice. The person that is meant for her. She literally goes to her dad Daniel and her mom as well and is begging for them to just let her be with him. And you know what Daniel says? He destroys her. He crushes her heart. He lets her know that that is never going to happen. Little does he know what's in store for the future, though. Jennifer's seen all of the control. She expresses her concern of her parents controlling every aspect of her life, and then this being one of the most important, the man she's going to spend the rest of her life with and all of eternity with, and they won't even let her have a say in who it's going to be. She knows she has no control. She knows there's no other way but to get out of there, but she still is in love with this man. So she reaches out to Jessica and Andrea, and they rush to her aid to help her. It gets so so intense because they have to go back to the house that they all grew up in as kids, and they go around back and end up crawling in through the window. And oh man, the place is a disaster. It's a mess. You can tell she's just stressed out of her mind, throwing things everywhere here and there, trying to get all of her stuff, throwing things into bags, and they're stressed because there's other people still home while she's doing all of this. So they eventually throw these bags in the back and even a big old chest, hop in the truck and start driving away, realizing that they forgot her driver's license, an important document that she's going to need if she's going to be able to take her flight back to Washington, where she wants to get far away and go out there to live with Andrea so that she won't be around all of the cult's influence. So they have to end up turning around, going back to the house, and literally, once they get in there, they finally find the license and get out of there, and it is only moments after they leave that Andrea's mom gets back home and just barely misses them. But of course, some of the kids in the house was looking out the window and must have heard or seen something, because they end up telling her and they start calling her, and the pressure is on, you guys. So she finally goes through all of that and finally gets all of her things out of the house, and that was the easy part, you guys. Now she has to try and fight for her own money. It shows them trying to go to the bank, trying to talk some sense into these order members that are holding her money, withholding it from her, and they're requiring these 5 days, telling her that the maximum she can get is $5,000, giving her all of these restrictions, and it's her own money, but the order doesn't want them to see it that way. Even Jennifer herself asks Andrea to come with her because Jennifer is afraid. She still has the mindset that they try to drill into your head that is not your money. That is the Lord's money. They talk to you as if it is just a privilege to have a statement, just a little document saying this is how much money you've contributed to building the kingdom of God. So they have this storehouse with documents and records of everything the people own, and all of their money is in here. And so when she goes to try and get it out, you just look at this. This is crazy.
The Kingstons have their own banking system. It's not federally insured. The bank is only for order members.
I'm starting to get nervous now that it's becoming real.
Here we go.
Are you ready? Remember, Jen, this is your money.
I'm like scared now.
You got this. Jen, this is your money.
Can I get a copy of my inventory packet?
The person that prints them is actually me.
Just wait.
Can I just get a copy of my statement and my savings?
Probably. I can check.
Okay, thank you.
Did they tell you you're not allowed to?
I'm not supposed to.
That's interesting that a bank would have people who are not authorized to print out information at the front desk.
I think that they're just waiting for us to leave.
Can you make a list of what you need, and then leave a phone number, and they will call you back.
Are you wanting to close the account? The reason I'm asking is because on an amount this big, then we do require a 5-day notice.
Okay, well, so as of right now, if you're not ready to close her account, what's the maximum amount she can take out?
How much do you need?
She needs $63,541.64 is what she needs, because that's what's hers. But what's the maximum you will be giving her?
The reason that I'm not, it depends on what November looks like.
That was a month ago. They don't know what was in your savings. They only do monthly accounting.
Yeah.
And for anything over 5,000, we do require a 5-day notice.
Now, we've seen this happen with the order before. When it comes down to it, what they truly care about the most is not any spiritual ritual. It's not religious beliefs. It's not their members or you as a person. It's what they can get from you. It's your finances that they want, your money. The order can be seen so much more as a business than a religion. You can never go to church again and still be considered an order member so long as you pay your tithing, sign your 10% form, live consecration, give them all that you have. It's all Paul Kingston's. He controls everything. Now, something interesting I want to point out is that Jennifer's mother is Heidi, and Heidi married Daniel at a very young age. It's like these kids trying to explain to kids why they have to give everything of theirs to these old men, and trying to explain this belief system that they don't even fully know themselves. Be a part of a religion that's just taking advantage of them. It's really sad. So Jennifer finally makes it out of there, and Jessica and Andrea are so happy to be reunited with their sister that Jennifer decides to go all the way out to Seattle, Washington, and to stay out there with Andrea so she can be far away from the group, far away from the other order members' influence. And not even very long after, Daniel himself attempts to try to get her to come back, but when that doesn't work out, when that fails, they end up sending Michael, the boy that she really wanted to marry in the cult. And he goes all the way out there to Seattle, Washington, and she decides to get into the car with him and start heading back. And she does end up marrying him, and she's still in the cult to this day. And she sees the control and manipulation that her parents are using on her, and then to go through all of that and to go back. In Jennifer's defense, that's all they knew their entire life. And in the cult, marriage means everything. And you're even taught that there's one special person for you, and there's not anyone else in the world that can fill that role of the one special person you're supposed to marry. And so for her to have that connection and wanted to be married to that boy in the cult, it almost makes it seem like nothing else matters. That they get to be together, and that's the end of it. You are very much in survival mode when you're in the cult, and you kind of have to look after yourself and just pretend like nothing else bad is happening.